What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Ring Show. If you do not know who I am, then that means you're not subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, you're going to miss so many great episodes. So just hit the subscribe button. And guys, I am so tired today because some wrestlers, not mentioning any names, but they're so needy. I need to have early episodes, which is fine. It's cool. But let's give a warm welcome to Terry Adonis.
Thank you for having me. I'm a morning person, so I appreciate you getting on with me in the morning.
Yeah, I am not a morning person, but we're here. It's fine. We'll make
Yes,
it
we
work.
are. Yes, we are.
So we always hop right into it with who or what got you into wrestling.
Who and what got me into wrestling? Just been a fan since the age of 3, since the year 2001. Me and my brother used to always watch, play video games, and getting into the ring. It's just something I always dreamed about doing, but never really materialized until about 2 years ago, and here we are.
Okay, so
Here we are.
was there a certain moment that you were like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do, or was it just like watching it?
I ironically, there was a time where it was. I actually remember it very vividly. March 2021. I was in college, Monmouth University. I was working event staff, and I was just sitting down, and as being a fan, wrestling's always on the brain. So I thought about it, and this time I was thinking maybe it's something you should try. And then I started materializing ideas and how I could try, where to go, gathering money, and I found Battlefield, so I'm grateful for that. Absolutely.
No, definitely. I know when I just seen you that last Sunday, I was like, this man is really taller than I thought. I
Thank
didn't
you.
realize you were gonna be that tall. I was like, oh, okay. I felt so short. So does like the height thing ever play a role in wrestling? Like, let's say you have to face like the nerd who is smaller than you.
Mm. So in terms of wrestling, it's always good to have height. It's definitely a way to get seen, to get noticed. Being bigger than your opponent is always good too for matches. Guy like JJ, I mean, yeah, he beat me, but he cheated. But I definitely have the strength advantage, so that definitely plays a big role into it. So I'm blessed to be, big and tall.
Definitely. So you kind of mentioned that obviously you train with Battlefield.
Mhm.
How long have you been training, or like what's the process like?
So I've only been training wrestling for about 4 months, 2 matches, and the process is just a grind. Every day we're in a dojo, grinding, doing drills, crafting, getting better 1% every day, and you really got to love the grind in order to do well. You can't just go in there thinking, oh, this is going to be hard. Your expectation has to be, I'm going to get better every single day I step into the ring. And that is how you get better. That is how you work to get better. You constantly grinding, eating, putting the right foods in the body, exercising right, and when it's time to get in the ring, you show out. So
No, definitely. And with only training 4 months, you're doing pretty good. And
thank
you
thank
just recently debuted, so
you. Hmm.
not a lot of people can say that though.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm grateful for the Battlefield and the ways they've taught me. Alpha's a phenomenal coach. Sam Adams, Luca Brasi, Tiffany Grady, they're all phenomenal, phenomenal coaches. So they really helped me a lot.
No, definitely. I can give you guys that because I say it all the time. I When I was 6 years old, I was like, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. Now I'm like, no, let
Yeah.
them do that. I just want to be like a manager so I can yell at people like I already do.
Right, right. Yeah, it's definitely hard, but it's definitely worth it.
No, like I love Alpha, like everyone loves Alpha, but like
Hmm.
he's scary. He scares
Oh,
me.
he's
I'm
a
like,
scary dude. Yeah, no, he's a scary dude. Absolutely. Samoa's a scary, scary dude. But
no,
great dudes. But you don't want to get on the bad side.
100%. So you were on PA Live with Alpha and a couple other Battlefield students. How was that experience for you?
It was good just to kind of be broadcasted. I'd say statewide, and for everyone to see us, and for us to be able to put our brand out there individually, but also as Battlefield together. It was really good. It was a good experience. The interview was good, and not to brag, but I looked pretty good on TV. So I enjoyed that.
Was that ever like, did you ever think you were gonna be on like TV like that, or did it just be like, wow, it's here?
Um, well, I've played, I played football collegiately at Monmouth, so I've been on TV before. But I remember Alpha just told us, hey, we need some guys for the news. It's going to be early. Can you go? And as I said in the beginning of the podcast, I'm a morning person, so I jumped right in, and I'm really glad I did because, like I said, that was a very, very fun experience to be on the news.
Good. So you can keep the mornings and I'll be a night person.
Ah, you don't like the mornings?
No. I don't know
Ah,
how people can wake up and be so cheerful like you. I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it today.
it's a great start to the day.
No. Anyways, so if people don't know, are you like a baby face or are you a heel?
I am a baby face. I just I have I feel a more vibrant personality, interacting with the crowd better, giving out a lot of smiles. So um, I knew kind of coming in that I wanted to be a baby face. However, I always just envisioned like, the opportunity of being a heel is going to present itself at some point. But for now, we the good guy. We are the good guy.
I don't see it. And I say it out here all the time. The rest, it depends on their face. Like you could tell
Mhm.
if they're a heel or a face. And I can't see you like as a face. I think you would fit
As a
better as a heel.
really.
Yeah.
That's probably the first time I've heard that. Most people have said that I don't look like a heel, I look like a baby face. But one day I
No.
will have to be a heel, so I'll get used to the idea now.
No, yeah. I was like, yeah, he's definitely a heel. And then when you came out and you were a face, I was like,
Yeah.
this isn't working.
Understandable, understandable, understandable.
So
But
if a younger
guys,
so if a younger fan came up to you at the show and was like, I want to do exactly what you're doing, what advice would you give them?
it's a great question. I'd definitely tell them about the training aspect of it. And also I'd want them to know that if you want to be a wrestler, you can't just come into the business thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna, be a wrestler and make all this money." You have to have a passion for it first. You have to find that passion. That's how you do so well. That's how I do well. So I would tell them, make sure that you want to do this because it's something you want to do. It's not something you want to do, just for the money. It's not something you want to do just for the fame. Like you want to do it because it's something that's near and dear in your heart. And beyond that, just tell them when you get to school, make sure you train hard, listen to your coaches, continue to study, continue to hone your craft, and you'll be all right. Because that's what I was told, at least.
No, definitely. I don't think wrestling has an age. I think, let's
No.
say, like, if you start as a fan when you were 5 and like your
Mhm.
love for it continues, go for it. Or let's say you're in your 20s and you're like, yeah, this is what I want to do, go for it. Who cares
Yeah.
what age you are?
Honestly, coming in, I was, I'm 24, so I started 4 months ago when I was 24. And coming in, I thought I was older. I thought like my time horizon was a little different. And coming and realizing guys like Philadelphia Playboy's a little older. He's in his 40s and he's still doing this at a high level, traveling and working for the BPW. Currently champion, I believe, at WXW. So yeah, age really isn't a number. It really is about how you take care of your body and how you grind and how you train and how you work to strive and succeed in what you want. So absolutely, age is not really a factor in this business.
No, yeah, 100%. So obviously you're still kind of fairly new, but like
Mhm.
if down in your career, if WWE called and AEW offered you
Oh,
at the same time, which one do you think you would take?
um, you just hit me with a hard one, Harley. Uh, I would say I'm gonna have to take WWE mainly because as a wrestler, that's everyone's major goal. At some point they do want to get to the WWE. AEW is a good company. I do like AEW. I like their style and how they work their shows, but definitely the big time WWE is where I go. If the decision hopped on where it was one over the other, I'm definitely going with the E. Absolutely.
Alrighty, all right. So, do you have like a dream venue or a dream place that you want to wrestle in at some point in your career?
Specifically, if I could pick, I definitely would want to wrestle for New Japan. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I like their style, their hard, strong style, smash mouth. So I definitely would want to go there if I could choose. But like I said, at some point down the line, I would like to be involved in the WWE. So that certainly is a goal. But New Japan Pro Wrestling is definitely a goal for right now, at least.
Okay, okay. So, after you had your first debut match, what was
Mhm.
going through your mind? What were you feeling? What was your emotions?
Oh wow! I had such a rush of adrenaline that day. I mean, I had energy drink mixed with what was it, pre-workout. I was just going going through after the match, especially. I felt such joy, such happiness, such passion, to be able to train and work for this moment and then for the moment to come and for me not only to be in the ring, but for to win against, you know, a guy like Sam Adams, who's a 20-year vet all around the world, you know, ever worldly in terms of talent, to be able to have a victory over him, it was. I wouldn't change it for the world. If you ask me, would you change your first match? I would tell you no. Sam Adams, I think, was a perfect opponent, and just being able to work with him and, like I said, get a victory over him meant the world to me. So absolutely, absolutely.
No, 100%, definitely. So, like, there's so many great Battlefield students, you included.
Mm.
Out of all of them, which one do you like want to have a match with, if you could choose one?
If I could choose one that I didn't have a match with already, I would say JJ, but as you know, I had a match with him already. But if I could choose one, it would have to be Dio Bando. Ooh, Dio Bando. I mean, when I first came to Battlefield, I was, you know, as a fan, and the charisma I saw from him, the athleticism I saw from him, I knew I wanted to be structured sort of like him. And he just has the whole package. He has the whole package. He's, you know, helped me a lot. We're good friends. We talk very often. You know, he gives me so much advice and so much ways to better myself. So stepping in the ring with him would absolutely be a dream, especially at the Battlefield.
Definitely. I could definitely say he's one of my favorites. Like, he could play
Oh
both
my gosh.
baby face and
Oh
heel.
my gosh. He's amazing. He is amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, I remember, like, when I haven't been able to get to a Battlefield show for so long, but the last time I seen him at Battlefield, he was a heel, and, like, when I just went out and was like, now he's a face, I was
Now
like,
he's the
what
face.
is this?
That's how it happens. That's how it happens. You know, they've gotten their love for the crowd, and now they've turned, and now they're tag champs. That's how it happens.
Yeah, they are another ones that, like, no, they are meant to be heels. You could tell that they look like heels.
So
No, but
what's your standard face look?
I don't know. I don't.
You
And like
just
I
see
said,
it
it's
and
just,
think,
yeah, like, okay, that one definitely, like JJ, you could definitely tell he's a face, or like Bryce Reedus, yeah, like
okay, Bryce, absolutely. Bryce
no,
screams
definitely.
face.
You could. I just, for me personally, I think it depends on like their face. Like, if you get a vibe, I get the vibes because I've been here forever. But I'm like, yeah, that they're a heel, or yeah, they're a face, and then they come out as the opposite. I'm like,
Throws you off.
turn around, you come out as the opposite.
Okay, okay, I understand that. I understand that. Absolutely.
So, what would you say is like your favorite part about wrestling? It could be the
The,
fans, any.
the athleticism, absolutely. The athleticism. That's definitely what got me, you know, in the ring, seeing guys fly through the air. And, you know, wrestling has so many different styles in terms of how wrestlers conduct themselves. You know, you could be a hardcore guy, you could be a high flyer, you could be a strong man, you could be a submission specialist. And just the combination of all those styles and putting it into one, and it's, you know, especially kind of making your own flavors and putting it into your own sense of how you want to be seen, how you want to conduct yourself is definitely the best part. But you know, the athleticism is definitely first and foremost because that's what we're watching. We're watching the athletes in the ring wrestle, um, do the thing. The storytelling, yeah, you know, the storytelling you can't have one without the other. But for me personally, it's the athleticism in the ring itself.
No, definitely. So, do you have like a certain move that you do a lot, or you mix?
So I'm still getting my repertoire, but the move that I have that especially riles the crowd is I do a Samoan drop, which was approved by Alpha. I do a Samoan drop, kip up, and when I do the kip up, the crowd, you know, kind of goes crazy, and then I'll do a elbow drop where I'll stand to one side of the individual and then leap over them, and as I'm leaping over, I'll hit the elbow drop. That's the move that the crowd really likes, and that's the move that I've been able to kind of get over in terms of that's my one of my signatures.
Okay, okay. I mean, so he just stole it from Alpha, guys. He's trying to lie. He stole it from Alpha. That's what happened.
I did not steal from Alpha. I was approved to use it by Alpha, but I adopted it from Alpha.
Anyway, so when we were at the last BPW show, it was me, my dad, and my mom. And like my dad was a huge fan. He was like, oh my God, you got to get that guy on your podcast. And I'm not one to go up to someone and be like, hey, I get so nervous when talking to people, which is weird. But so my dad's in the chat, hyping up you, chanting your name, because that's what he does. He was definitely a fan. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go talk to him, I think. Let me try.
Absolutely appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. But no, I think I think the way you conduct yourself in terms of the interviews, you going up to people and asking them, first and foremost, that gets us hyped because I know me, JJ, and Logan, when you asked us, hey, would you like to do our podcast? We definitely were like, oh, wow. Like, in our heads, we were like, that's crazy. Like, we'd love to do that. So definitely keep that approach of going up to people and asking them. It's also a great way to just introduce yourself. So definitely
No.
keep doing that.
All
Definitely
right.
keep doing that.
So what you said, what your favorite part was, what would you say is the hardest part for you?
The hardest part of wrestling, probably for me, the conditioning. Definitely conditioning. I don't think it's something I'm bad at, but it's definitely something I can get better at. Conditioning is the majority of wrestling. You have to be well conditioned to be able to run those 15, 20-minute matches down the line. So I definitely say that's one of my weakest points, if I could say.
Okay. So how do you feel about like hardcore death style street fights? I know BPW does that a lot.
Like I said, wrestling is a combination of different styles. That hardcore style is definitely something that has changed the game in wrestling. Guys like Mick Foley, guys like Terry Funk, those guys really made the hardcore style what it is today. So, would I ever want to have a hardcore match? Maybe because those take a toll on the body a lot. But no, I think the hardcore style is definitely one of those unique styles in wrestling that the fans really love, and I really have grown fond of too. So. I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm a I'm a good hardcore guy.
Although you haven't had a match yet, but okay. We got
Not yet, but one day.
it. All right. So how do you feel about intergender wrestling, male versus female?
I think it's good. I think it's especially good to just kind of have both genders be able to step in the ring together. It shows that from a woman's perspective that women aren't scared of men. Women aren't scared of the male wrestlers, and they will wrestle male wrestlers. And oftentimes, the women wrestlers do very well. I mean, matches I've seen like females like Jordan Grace who have wrestled tons and tons of males in her career. She's thrived and she's actually built her reputation off of wrestling those male wrestlers. So I do think those are good matches, especially for the sport of wrestling itself.
Okay. And so I gotta say a match that I would love to see you in. I haven't seen him wrestle in a little bit, but
Mhm.
Ox Adams. I mean,
Mm,
it's the hype probably for me.
of
It's because
course, of course. One
yeah.
day, Ox and I do plan on locking up, and we are going to absolutely tear the house down. He's a big dude. He's got a lot of strength. But he's such a mean guy. Ox's
No.
such a mean guy. He walks out to the ring with this look on his face and all this
Mm-mm.
aggression. So, but I definitely do respect Ox as a competitor. He's phenomenal in the ring. And one day, I promise you, Harley, we will lock it up. One
But
day.
that's where I gotta say the difference. No, he's definitely a face. He looks like a face.
No, he's a big, scary, mean guy. He is not a face.
No, like if you put Ox in you, you could definitely say that Ox will be the face.
What? Oh, Harley. No. No, no, no. No.
No, I'm saying like
I respect it. But wow. That is new. That is
no,
new.
I mean when we had Ox on the podcast, he was a face. When I see him in person, he's a face. So I just go sorry.
I understand. I mean, the comparison of me and him, heel and face, but I understand. I respect it.
Okay, so do you obviously you're kind of still fresh in, but do you think like down in your future, do you think it's going to be like an age thing, a mindset thing, an injury thing that causes you to retire, or is it going to be more of like what happens
Um,
happens?
it's definitely a mindset thing. I don't think I really like truly me personally. Like these days in this new age of wrestling, age is really just a number. I mean, you got guys like Sting who's 62 wrestling for AEW, guys like Finn Balor who's 43 and cut to the bone. It really is a mindset thing. So I think down the line when that time comes to retire, I think it's also a body thing. My body will tell me, hey, it's time to shut it down. But I'm hoping that's 20 years from now. 20 years from now, that's when my body will tell me. So make sure to keep my body up to speed so we can keep going for those 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, if you could choose a match, it could be against anyone, alive or dead.
Mm.
Dream top match. What one would you choose?
Um, I'm just gonna go with one of my favorites. It definitely have to be me and The Rock. I've loved The Rock since I was a baby boy. Have always tried to craft and mold, certain pieces of his style and put it into mine. And I think me and him would, electrify the place. No pun intended, but we would electrify the entire place. So that's definitely a dream match. Anybody, if I could pick, definitely The Rock.
So basically, you just said that you steal the Rock's moves as well. Okay, so first he
I
steals
don't
off.
steal his
Yeah,
moves.
guys.
They're family. The Samoan drop is a family move, and I had the blessing to be able to do it. I
Another.
adopt. I don't steal.
Okay, so my dad goes and says Terry versus Jimmy Fly.
Jimmy Fly. Ooh, I like that too. I even like that too. Jimmy Fly was exactly what he wanted. He was Fly. He had a lot of charisma built in, had a lot of energy, and his energy is definitely something I would like to kind of not steal, but adopt. Like I said, a lot of charisma. So Superfly, absolutely.
Definitely. So I'm switching the table because I know it's a thing. So if a promoter came up to you and was like, "I want you to go against a midget in midget wrestling," what would you say?
Am I eligible for midget wrestling? I don't think I'm eligible for that. But I would go against, like a hornswoggle kind of guy. I would definitely go against him if I'm allowed. Absolutely.
Okay. I just had to because there's so many there's wrestling every weekend now. So I was like,
Right.
let's see what and you're tall. So let's see what his response to that would be.
That was it. That was a unique question.
So do you have a certain warm up you do or routine that you do before you come out the curtain, or is it just
So definitely on match day. My warm up for match day and training days are, different. Definitely for match day. I make sure to spend a lot of time kind of in my head, in match day, just, gearing myself up and, hype myself up. And then I'll get on the bike for about 10 minutes, warm up, do a lot of stretches, a lot of push ups, get a nice quick pump. So when I go out there, my body looks well. But yeah, for the most part, it's just a lot of, heavy, mindset stuff, just gearing myself up, hyping myself up, rallying behind myself for the match ahead. And, my warm up routine is it's rather long, but I'd say for the most part that's what it's geared towards. Just
yeah.
mindset wise, getting ready for the match.
Yeah, so realistically on a show day, let's say BPW, it's kind of like an all day process then, right? You do
Right.
your training and then you
hmm
work out and then you come and do your
Right.
thing.
Right. Right. So
Okay.
that's usually how it is.
And I could
Absolutely
give you
usually how
that
it is.
because I would not wake up early. Be like, no, not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Nope.
So usually on show days we usually show up rather early to help set up. So we're helping setting up, and then we also have to make sure we have enough time to warm up and get our gear ready and get ready for the match. So it definitely is a process, but there's no day like match day. Absolutely no day like match day. So can't complain. Can't complain.
Yeah. Do you also feel like that plays a big role in like you said, helping set up the ring, the chairs and all that? Because I think a lot of times wrestlers are like, yeah, I'm here, I do what I want, and then I leave. Do you think that helps contribute to showing the promoters and stuff that you're
Yeah, definitely. Setting up and stuff is definitely a way to also meet people. You have a lot of people, different people, move in different parts, and people come. Wherever you go as a wrestler, it doesn't matter if it's LA or New York, whatever promotion you step into, you always want to greet everybody. So
yeah.
everybody helping out with the ring, kind of network and meet new people. So that certainly helps in terms of, like I said, meeting new people, just setting up the ring and everyone contributing to building the promotion. Those kind of things are go a long way in professional wrestling. Absolutely.
Okay. So now switching, if you could tag team with anyone in wrestling, who would you tag team with?
Ooh, tag team is actually pretty hard, but in wrestling, or are you talking about like Battlefield?
Whatever. We'll start with
Whatever.
Battlefield. We'll start with Battlefield, I guess.
Okay, we'll start with Battlefield. If I could team with anybody, this is going to be very unique. It's going to be very weird, but I would love to be in a tag team with Alpha. I would
Yeah, so
love
you
it.
can steal his moves again. Okay.
I
It
knew you
makes
were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. But
it makes sense.
just being in just being in the ring with the head coach, the head honcho would absolutely be a dream come true. But most of the time when he's working tag team matches, and his matches are so well structured in terms of the start, the middle, the finish, and just the way he conducts himself as a wrestler. That's certainly something I would like to be a part of and team with. So I never really thought of who I'd team with, but if I had to think, I would like to team with Alpha. That would be nice.
Okay, I would love to see you and Alpha against championship material because
Oh,
I
you hate
absolutely
those guys.
no, I love Vinny, bro. He's a man.
Everybody loves Vinny, but I can understand. Vinny Mac is beyond his characteristics, beyond his persona. He is a phenomenal worker, so I can definitely understand that. I can definitely understand that.
And I gotta say, definitely in Battlefield, it's Vinny and V Marino. Those are my top.
Oh
V
no,
Marino
no.
is the man.
That guy walks around here 30 decades in the past or 30 years in
Okay.
the past, and you like him.
And he's killing it. He's killing out what he does.
He is killing it at what he does. He's just
It's so everything is so new. Like he's like, no, I'm just gonna bring back like the mullet. It's the mullet, man.
the mullet. Look, and I will, like I said, for Vinny Mac, Vinny Marino is a very, very great worker, very great technical in ring style, which I do appreciate. And like you said, he does kill it, so I got to give it to him too. But
Well, that just means that you have to make your way up to be one of my favorite wrestlers at Battlefield.
I got a lot of work to do. So I'll definitely try and work up to that.
I mean, it doesn't take much to become one of my favorite. You just gotta feed back with me into like the fan. You gotta argue with me. Although
I
you're a
understand.
face, so you can't do that. So
We don't have to argue. We could, have some fun out there. We don't have to be angry and stuff.
okay, we'll see. I'll be at all the September shows. We'll see.
Alrighty then. Can't wait. Can't wait.
So, speaking of shows, what are some upcoming shows you'll be at?
So we have a pay-per-view this Sunday at the Signature Training Academy called Out of Time, which will feature guys like Casey Navarre, Brian Kendrick. I will be there. I'm not booked for that one. It's still too early for me to be booked for pay-per-view shows. We do have another student show, the 10th, which is Untitled. I will be there. And we also have a show at the end of September called Splash the Lake, which is, I believe, in Lake Erie. And I will be in attendance for that one too. And for those two student shows, those second shows, I will definitely be wrestling, I could say.
Okay. And more importantly, it's such a big thing in wrestling. Do you plan on merch or like what's the merch status?
So I currently do have merchandise coming in. I will have a trial session of shirts coming in with my logo on it, see how they sell. I do plan on getting more things like hats, towels. I come to the ring with a towel. Do plan on doing that. The ideas are going to keep flowing, but definitely hats, towels, and shirts are definitely first in terms of merchandise. So, oh yeah.
And I tell
Very
wrestlers
excited.
all the time, I think some wrestler needs to come up with merch that is leggings. Females like leggings. And like just having your name on like the leg, it'll work.
Wow. I didn't think of that. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody make leggings in terms of
Exactly.
merch.
But I mean, and girls like working out in leggings.
In leggings.
So it helped get your name out in another way.
Yeah, maybe I'll get some leggings and put Thoroughbred on the side. That'll look cool. That'll look cool.
Yeah.
You gave me a good idea. I appreciate that. You gave me a good idea.
I tell wrestlers that all the time. They're like, "Yeah, I'll think about it," and then they never make it. I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna make my own merch then. I have my own."
I'll certainly give it to some thought. I never thought of leggings, but I'll certainly give it to some thought. Absolutely.
Yeah, just get a different color. I will buy every pair that you have, just in different colors.
Okay. Certainly. Now that I have a customer that's going to buy, I'll certainly now put it in perspective more. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So, if people wanted to follow you on social media, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Thoroughbred Terry. I know Thoroughbred is a hard word to spell, but do your best. Thoroughbred Terry. You can also find me at TikTok at Terry Adonis. That is really it for social media. I don't really do Twitter too much, but Instagram and TikTok, absolutely.
Okay, and another way, guys, if you can't spell that, just click the link down below. It'll take you to click the link.
But go ahead and follow me. Go ahead and follow me. Give me some love. Absolutely.
Exactly. So thank you so much for coming on. It was fun.
It was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure, Harley. Thank you.
Of course. And I would say anytime in your career, once you get a lot more opportunities in matches or maybe even a belt, we could have you get back on again and see what has changed in your career.
This will always be my first official podcast. So thank you for that. And I will definitely love to be back on here one day. Absolutely.
Of course. So thank you so much. And you guys